My name's Bill and I'm an alcoholic, and this share is called The Power. Half a century and more ago, when I was 15, I felt I was moving up the ranks of finding the baddest, the biggest, the strongest, the most terrible people I could possibly find to drink with. And I really felt like I'd hit the jackpot with these big, brash, drug-wielding biker boys. I was only a kid myself, but I felt I'd met the best. I felt fulfilled, and quite honestly, I felt the happiest I ever imagined living could be. Their lives were full of extremes, and I loved that. And these guys were definitely all or nothing people. And that's something I looked up to, I aspired to, and I saw that in myself. Because I've always loved all or nothing things, and I've always loved all or nothing people. And you know what? They talked to me like I was a human being. They talked to me as a friend, and for the first time in my life I felt I belonged, and I actually felt at home. It was the first time really I felt the power, the true power of another human being within me. They gave me courage, I felt accepted, and I'd met some closeness that quite honestly I'd never known before. And do you know what? We drank, we partied, we danced, we took copious amounts of drugs together. We did good things, wonderful things, funny things, stupid things, and we also did naughty things, very bad things, and things that quite honestly frighten me still to this day, all these years later. And you know, the aloneness that I'd always carried within me just seemed to disappear when I was in their company. And their invisible power, whatever it was, stayed with me until the fun was nearly over. And you know what? Eventually it did stop. When they either died or they were so drugged up, they stopped going out anymore. I don't know what happened to them. I probably will never know. Because when you're in the throes of addiction, when you're an alcoholic, our circle of friendships always diminish as our drinking increases. Well, mine did, and that's my story. And I can only presume that eventually I lost every one of them to some kind of addiction or other, because I've never seen any of them since. If you showed me photos of them, I could probably remember a few. But that was how things were. And you know, all those years later, 25 odd years later in Alcoholics Anonymous, I found again the invisible power that I previously only found with those biker boys. But this time there was something just a little bit different. And just for today, it was a power that's never yet been extinguished. And that power is essentially a power that's stronger than the power of my alcoholism. It's the power that permeates through the rooms of AA that gives us life, it brings life, it gives hope, it rebuilds broken souls, and it's given me back a life where I thought it was once very, very nearly over. Where this power has been passed down onto me through one unbroken line from our co-founders, Bill and Bob, to where I am living a sober life today. And as I meander through my sober journey, I'm now encouraged to pass that sober power that was passed on to me, to pass it on to the next person. And as in a relay race, I'm encouraged to pass the baton on And occasionally I meet some special people to pass this life-changing power on to in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous. For what we actually pass on is an invisible power that has the strength to change and to give hope, that can rebuild and give faith. And ultimately, it takes away what is not worth keeping, and it replaces the empty void left with a brand new life. Because passing on a power, receiving a power, is what we do in recovery. It's what Alcoholics Anonymous is all about. And in passing on, we keep the gift of a new and rewarding life ourselves. And in so doing, we receive the biggest gift that recovery brings. It's a very special gift, and it's very unique, because we see the light and the love and the happiness and some inner peace come on in other people's eyes, in their lives, in their hearts, and in their journeys. And that's how we recover from active alcoholism. Bill the Shirt, Bristol.